Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video we are going to be playing and talking about the T57 Heavy in regards to update 9.1. The 57 Heavy, as you can see in front of you, has a very long list of thorough changes, and let's start off with the hit points. It's increasing by 50. I don't know why it needs a hit point buff, but it's getting it, so yeah, it's going to sit at 2,500 hit points. Reload time of the full magazine will be decreased by 1 second. Yes, you heard that right. It's also gaining more damage per minute. The turret traverse speed will be decreased by 13.5 degrees. Oh boy, that is a very, very big nerf to the turret traverse. Now, before you type in the comments, oh no, they're ruining the 57 Heavy, its turret's going to be awful, you gotta realize that currently the 57 Heavy has one of the fastest turning turrets in tier 10, even up there next to mediums. So, while the vehicle is getting a turret traverse nerf, I can assure you that I have played it in some battles in 9.1 to see how it performs, and it is still faster than you would need it to be. Shell reload boost consumable is going to be added to the tank. That means that your intra clip is going from 2.5 seconds to like 1.7 or 1.9. It's actually dumb because it's a 30% reduce on your intra clip timing. Yeah, I don't really know why Wargaming gave it that, but you do you, Wargaming. Armor thickness in the front hull will be decreased by 51 millimeters. Thank you. I don't know why the 57 Heavy's hull armor was actually impenetrable even with heat shells, but thankfully, Wargaming is nerfing it by at least a bit. The armor thickness on the lower plate will also be decreased by 15 millimeters, although that's really not much of a nerf. Armor thickness will be increased in the turret's lower front by 51 millimeters. The turret's lower sides by 33, and the front of the turret's oscillating part by 7 millimeters. Basically, what Wargaming has done here is they've taken a bit of the armor off the hull and put it on the trollest part of the tank, the turret. Now the turret is going to be even more troll to penetrate. Oh boy, wait until we take a look at the armor. Dispersion at 100 meters will be increased by 0.019, which is actually a decent dispersion nerf, but I'm actually fine with that because I feel autoloaders aren't supposed to be incredibly accurate, especially one that has the opportunity with shell reload boost to, in 3.5 seconds, clear 1,200 hit points right off your vehicle. So, let's take a look at the T57 Heavy in patch 9.1. So, I gotta go to America. I don't know why I clicked that, but here we are, America. Let's first take a look at the DPM. Currently, the 57 Heavy has around 3,000 damage per minute. It's gonna gain 100 at 3,116, which is not too bad. Its dispersion is going from 0.308 to 0.326. I'm actually fine with that. I think 0.326 is not bad by any means, especially because its aiming time is really solid, and yeah, it'll still be able to hit most of its shells, just from a further distance. The 57 is not going to be the medium sniper that it is currently, so I guess that's a bit of a rebalance. I just don't know why they didn't leave the 57 Heavy the way it currently is, because I feel it's pretty well balanced. When we take a look at the turret, you can see it's 203 millimeters frontally. And to showcase a better view of what the turret armor is actually going to be like, we can make our way over to Armor Inspector and take a look. So this is the difference between the turret armor. You can see the hull, it's changing quite a bit, and the same for the turret. So if we take a look, this is the 57 Heavy in the current patch of the game. Its lower and upper plate are stupid. It's over 300, 400 millimeters thick, same for the lower plate, 420. I don't understand why Wargaming did this, but this bar here makes no sense. The turret cheeks are 230 to 180 to 205, not very thick. However, if we take a look, you'll see, yeah, it gets quite a bit stronger. In update 9.1, that turret cheek is now actually quite troll. It's 232 millimeters thick, and some of these bars, like this one right here, is upwards of 300 millimeters, as you can see. The edge of the turret goes upwards of 354. Yeah, that's right, the 57 Heavy is now becoming a very troll target. If this vehicle's angling its turret and you hit a part that previously would have been a pen like this, now it's over 290. So yeah, I'm not the biggest of fans because the upper plate's still going to be over 250 thick. The lower plate's still going to be over 300 thick, meaning that realistically, you're going to have to load heat to penetrate the hull of this vehicle. And now the turret, which was one of the most reliable spots to pen, is going to become even more troll. I really don't know why. I don't know why Wargaming is doing this. But either way, that is the changes of the 57 Heavy. We did talk about shell reload boost, which is going to be an absolutely massive consumable, 30% off each shell in the clip, which is meaning that this vehicle in a matter of seconds is going to be able to dunk a huge chunk of hit points off of its enemy opponent. But either way, let's get into a battle in the 57 Heavy and see what it can do. I've just gone from update 9.1 in the test server to now what we're sitting in, which is the current patch that everybody's in, 9.0. And the 57 Heavy, I would already say, is a crazy, crazy strong vehicle. Statistically performing, it is not an amazing tank for average players. But that's because it doesn't have the most armor, it doesn't have the most mobility, and it doesn't have turret armor. All it has is an incredible gun, and yeah, that's really it. But if you know how to use the gun on this vehicle, almost any good player out there will tell you that this is one of the best tanks in the game. So that is why the 57 Heavy is such a weird tank, but I really don't know why Wargaming is reworking it. I don't really think it needed a rework. It didn't need a 4th shell, which thank God it didn't. Imagine a 57 Heavy with 4 shells dealing in 7.5 seconds. I mean, what, 1,600 damage? That would be dumb. So, yeah, I couldn't even speak because that scared me so much, just getting those words out of my mouth. But you can see the 57 Heavy is not the fastest or the slowest. We're going about 35 kilometers per hour, and that's all the tank really reaches. Let's see if we can spot anybody. Well, there's an E5. Let's back up. I don't really want to be shot by an E5. They also got a Jagdpanzer over there. Yeah, not the most fun. Our T100 LT versus the 54 over there. Our LT is, or not our LT, but their LT is absolutely dubbing that fight. Now, the good news is that at least our 54 did some damage, but yeah, that's still not great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross this, and let's see. So we got the 60 TP over here. Move it, you poob. I want to make my way into the front line. If we don't, we're going to lose fairly quickly. So the E5 is definitely one of the main targets right now, at least. If I can get off to the side of his vehicle, yeah, he's probably going to be hurt quite a bit. Or we can get off to the side of the Jag. There's 1, there's 2, and let's get that 3rd shell. That is now 1,200 hit points. We just dumped right off of that Jag, and look at that, able to get right back on the cover without bleeding a single hit point. This is where the 57 Heavy just showcases its true power. The ability to just dunk. It does not care how much health you have, where you position your tank. It will ruin your day. So let's see. We just got double tapped by both of these tanks. I was hoping they wouldn't tap me, but that's just how Blitz do be sometimes. So we did bounce 1 shell onto this E5. Let's try another one. Bounce that one as well. That was honestly my fault. I shouldn't have poked that. I don't really know why I did. Guess I was just I don't really know. I'm just going to back up, and we're going to see if I can work a different position a bit better. We know that the 60 TP was off to the side. We also got the E5 over here. Can't really get a shell into him, but there is the 60. So let's aim in 1 shell, and let's go for 2 shells, and we should be able to get the 3rd out as well. Just a little bit too low. But I mean, that's still 800 hit points we just took off of that 60 TP. Again, losing none myself. Being able to deal 400 damage every 2.5 seconds is pretty nasty. I mean, there's really no other way to word it. Now, sadly, we did lose a 50 TP, and this Super Conk is kind of pushing me back, but that is fine. As long as the Super Conk understands what he needs to do, and we can sit right here, we should be okay. Nice shell from the Super Conqueror, although our E100 is trying to lose his health, like trying to absolutely lose all of his hit points. So it's very possible we lose this game because of what our team's doing here, but yeah, that's really all I can say. We got the E5 kind of poking, and apart from that, we kind of got a 183 in the back. Oh boy, this is not good news at all, is it? No, it is not. Well, let's get 1 shell into the rear of the E5, not the E5, the IS-8, 2 shells, and let's go for that 3rd shell as well. Pretty nice taps into his vehicle. We got the E5 over here. We also got the Type 68. I'm going to reload, and hopefully we're going to be able to get a nice tap into his vehicle. Come on. Oh, come on, Super Conqueror, what are you doing, dude? I was hoping he'd take a shell for me, but I guess not, and this Jag is probably just going to pull right around the corner and really, not care is what I would say, but we were able to get 1 shell into the Jag. He's dead. Now let's get a shell into the T110E5. Let's go for, oh, I was going to say 1 more, but looks like we're not able to get that out. Thankfully, we did get a nice tap into this tank over here, and, well, now we're in a 1 versus 6. So I gotta be real. The E5, not a great tank. 57 is an amazing vehicle, but when you get teams like this, there's really not much you could do. So let's push over here. We did just get hit by, I'll be honest, a pretty dumb shell, but we were able to get one shell out extra into that Type 68, and with that deal, what, 5,000 something damage? So not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. While our team may have absolutely sucked, we were able to showcase everything that the 57 is great at. It has the ability to absolutely dunk an enemy hit point pool to 0 very quickly too. I mean, when you have 3 people do 0 on your team, only 1 medium, which is a very bad medium player, may I add, only at 44% versus an enemy T100 LT, which is at 56%. Yeah, you're probably not going to win. Our 183 did 0, our U100 did 0, and then tried criticizing the team. So, yeah, when you get a team that combined with 3 players does less damage, in fact, the entire team did less damage than I did added up. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. 57's already great. Next update, it'll be even more insane. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Bye-bye.